So you just started playing Lies of P, and you managed to make it past the police puppet in the train station with the baton, and past this puppet with this huge wrench thing, and you get to the first main boss, the Parade Master. And by this point, you might be thinking, what in the world have I gotten myself into? The Parade Master is one of those boss fights in Souls-like games that's designed to get you up to speed and teach you the fundamentals. So let's break down how to take out the Parade Master. Now before we jump into the fight, I'll take you through my build and some of my keys to success. I'll be going into this fight with a Dex build, but at this stage in the game, it really doesn't matter which build you choose. It's all about experimentation and finding out which playstyle works best for you. Personally, I like using the Rapier's Blade against the Parade Master because it's really quick and you can usually get in 2 or 3 hits at a time. But the Puppet Saber and the Great Sword of Fate both have higher damage output. So for you, it might be worth trying either or both of these weapons to find out which one works best. And the good news is that whichever weapons you don't choose at the beginning of the game, you can easily purchase from the merchant right outside the boss arena. Now let's face it, the real challenge of this fight is the fact that your level is generally pretty low and you don't have any upgraded weapons or accessories yet. So if you're having a hard time getting through it, it might be worth going back through the Central Plaza Station a couple times to farm some ergo to get your levels up. Now the key to this fight for me is all about the Perfect Guard. Perfect Guard is great because not only will you take no damage, but it also builds up stagger on the enemy and gives us opportunities for fatal attacks. And when it comes to opportunities to block and windows to get in some good damage, there's a couple of moves we want to look out for. In phase 1, he likes to do this basic left-hand slam. Now this is a move that he does a lot and is relatively easy to block, or he'll charge in with his shoulder and follow up with the right-hand slam. This is typically how he'll start the fight, so we'll want to make sure to be ready for it. Other moves that we're likely to see in phase 1 are this two-handed smack, or this lunge forward and jump move. This move is great because after he lands, we have a really nice opportunity to get in some good damage. He also has one Fury attack in phase 1 that we'll need to watch out for, which is this overhead two-hand slam. I find this one pretty easy to block, but if you're having trouble with it, it is also pretty easy to just move out of the way. And if you stay close, this is another good opportunity to counter with some good damage. Now moving into phase 2, he's going to slam his cage down, rip off his head, and start swinging at you. Phase 2 can be a little bit tricky, but the main thing we need to watch out for here is if he's going to swing his head at you 2 or 3 times. Now we'll know when he's going to do a double swing when he starts his swing from his right. And we'll know when he's going to do a triple swing when he starts the swing from his left. Sometimes he'll also do a little flip around, and then this leads to a triple swing. Other than that, his moves in phase 2 are pretty much the same as in phase 1. Even his Fury attack in phase 2 is just a variation of the Fury attack in phase 1 where he slams his hands down. Okay, now before we dive in, let's recap. We want to make sure to find the weapon that works best for us. If you're having trouble with the Parade Master, don't feel bad going back and farming for a little bit of ergo to get your level up before jumping in. You also want to make sure that you're getting really good at blocking and perfect guarding because that's going to help you a lot in this game. You also want to wait for good opportunities to deal damage, and then lastly, watch out for the sweeping attacks in phase 2. Okay, now let's jump in. Alright, the Parade Master. Let's go. I've got my controller showing here. Hopefully that's helpful for you guys to kind of get a better understanding of the timing and what buttons I'm pressing. He hits me with that first Fury attack. Wasn't ready for it. And then he goes in for that left hand dip move. And that lunge and jump forward move that he does. That's a really good opportunity when he lands to get in some heavy or charged heavy attacks. Definitely make sure you're taking advantage of that window. But here, just trying to get, a couple hits in at a time, 2 or 3. That's why I like the Rapier's Blade here, because it's really quick. Again, he does kind of the lunge move, so we're able to get some good hits in when he lands. A couple of hits at a time. And just like that, we're able to get our first stagger. And before I go in for the fatal attack, I go in for a charged heavy first. And that's a good practice, not just for this boss, but for any boss in the game, is make sure that you're at least getting in a heavy attack before you go in for the fatal attack. So this is his phase 2. Rips off his head, starts swinging it at you. And the main thing we're paying attention to here is if he's swinging from either the right or the left, because that'll determine if he's going to swing 2 times or 3 times. So you'll have a better understanding of when to be ready for the block. There again, the rest of his moveset is the same, so he goes kind of into that jump move. Another good opportunity there to get in some damage when he lands. And then his Fury attack for phase 2 is basically the same as the move that he just did, kind of that 2-handed overhand slam. And then the jump move again, that's probably the best opportunity to get in some good damage. So we were able to finish him off there with the fatal attack. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful. If so, feel free to let me know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe for even more Lies of P content in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.